And welcome to the micro lecture, to sort of wrapping it up by saying, how do we manage the plan? And what are some considerations that come into play? So again, we're talking about an integrated promotional plan that we're putting out there. There's a lot of things going on. I have seen and have devised some pretty elaborate ones that could be uh, really quite complex and detailed. um, knowing exactly what's going on when. Um, and those things are very important. In today's world, with the greatly increased computing power and big data, and now with artificial intelligence coming along, um, a lot of these decisions are made in a very autonomous way. They're not actual conscious decisions we make. We just enact parameters and then let things play out. Um, and that is not future speak. That's going on right now. That's exactly how things are being managed, and it's gone through a huge fundamental shift on how we actually manage promotional plans. Um, how we assess media effectiveness is also changing. So again, we have to think about what our goals are and what we're trying to do, but you want to make sure that the measures you're putting in place approximate or, and better yet, directly measure exactly what it is you're trying to accomplish. So let's say that like our goal is awareness. We know that reach then matters. We can measure viewership, readership, circulation numbers, any of those types of things. There's a lot of different things we can use to help us understand if we're getting to where we want to go. If our goal is changing people's attitudes towards something, we're going to use surveys and make sure and see if those our activities actually achieve the desired results. Um, it's really can be very difficult to assess the return on it because um, recall on it is that because customers may not remember where they saw the ad and just various elements, it's a fairly complex thing. It's hard to recreate. So those types of media measures, effectiveness measures are not. Um, it can be very difficult to do, and say with any degree of certainty. That's the main thing. Um, so increasing our ad budget relative to the competition doesn't always increase sales in general. So there can be a lot of differences that we want to do. It's not just increasing spending money. It's sometimes we have to spend money much more effectively. So there's qualitative differences, such as better ad company can actually increase the likelihood of success with the ad. In the online world, we can test that to no end. I mean, it's like that test, multi-dimensional testing going on all the time. I mean, it says there literally wasn't time when we weren't doing multiple tests to find out, okay, which headline gets more attention, or which, there's a lot of different things we could be measuring, but that was actually fairly easy to measure, and and quite often easy to hold in isolation, so we could actually test it and get an understanding of which one was more effective. Um, we know that sometimes ads that evoke positive and not negative feelings have been related to sales, so those are things that we would want to try to gear ourselves towards. And some believe that ad budgets are more impactful when you spend money not on your current customers, but on getting new ones. The cost of getting a new customer is considerably higher than marketing to your existing customers, but you have to do both. You have to have new customers coming in because you don't keep your existing customers forever. So those are all things that come into play when you start asking questions about media effectiveness. In the online world, as I mentioned, there are just all different kinds of measures that are out there. I strongly suggest if you're interested in doing that, start learning about uh, Google's reporting, online reporting. I think you can sign up for it. I haven't done it in a long time, so I don't really know. It's called Google Analytics. It's a framework for a lot of people to use to actually do online advertising and lots of online tracking and the number of measures are just astounding. There's just so many of them. All things that you have to do. It was funny because I talked to people before and who said, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time, and that's just too involved. There's too many things going on. And if you want to ignore the analytics side of things, then to me, it's assuming risk. You're assuming avoidable risk. You're saying, I choose not to do it, so I assume avoidable risk. I could be smarter about it. I could learn much more about what I'm trying to do more effectively if I just take the time to analyze what I'm trying to do. So measuring media effectiveness is a very, very important element in marketing management. It's a pretty involved subject that requires lots and lots of different things to learn about. But I strongly encourage you, for those of you who are interested in doing this, that you learn as much as you possibly can, and reach out to me because I have lots of directions I can send you in to actually do that kind of learning on your own. Okay. So if you have any questions, certainly let me know. And I have one more lecture I'm going to put out there on some of the pitfalls of all this data that we keep talking about, and that's it. And then that's the class is a wrap. I'll put, and best of luck to you. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.